Hello and welcome, this is Noah with Nomad Gaming, and thank you for joining us for this video about the Marvel Champions LCG. Marvel Champions is a living card game produced and distributed by Fantasy Flight Games. If you're looking for a place to see more Marvel Champions strategy, deck building, and of course gameplay, hit that subscribe button and turn on your notifications to keep up to date with our channel. Today's deck tech brings us a powerful Justice build for the Iron Man hero. Let's see how the savior of the Marvel Universe is going to bail us out of trouble this time around. The abilities on this identity are pivotal to our play strategy. If you haven't seen our Iron Man hero review, click on the on-screen card to see a more in-depth review of this hero and his entire signature pool. This deck is going to use the threat managing abilities of the Justice aspect to help us take full advantage of the Futurist action and compile the Iron Man supersuit as fast as possible. Once we have our key pieces assembled, we can flip to hero mode and cruise through the rest of the game from a position of technological superiority. A large portion of our signature pool wants to be on the board and stay there. When we do things right, we can put a whopping 9 of our 15 signature cards on the table for the long haul, with a 10th that will come and go as many allies do. That means we're going to have a lot of chances to spin the wheel with Repulsor Blast and hopefully vaporize our enemies with our energy resources. Because of Repulsor Blast, though, we're going to be playing heavily skewed towards energy resource icons, which brings some very interesting choices into our build. This deck is going to bring 3 non-signature allies to the table. JJ, Jessica Jones, is a side scheme stomping machine. When many of our scenarios are played on higher difficulties, side schemes can quickly become a thing. Jessica Jones easily finds a home in our opening hand, despite the fact that she doesn't do anything to help us with our suit, but she can definitely clear off those side schemes. Mockingbird is a powerhouse of the basic pool. In this deck, her ability to stun can allow us to flip to hero mode a turn early, and to protect our threat without fear of getting blown out by villain attack. Nick Fury is going to put in work in all 3 of his modes. Early in the game, we do want to draw those cards and find our key suit pieces, but mid to late game, he becomes a powerhouse, wrecking threat and minions off the board. Since we are going to put so much of our deck onto the table, we will hopefully be drawing Mr. Fury with one or more of our double resource cards, but if we don't, Iron Man has a supersized hand that can help us pay for this expensive ally. Interrogation Room is our solo support, and it is going to give us some incidental threat management. Threat is probably going to pile up while we're hunting for our suit pieces, and this card comes with an energy icon. As they get discarded from play, we can be happy putting another energy resource back into the deck to power up our hand cannons, but overall I was quite surprised about the amount of utility we derive from this card through incidental threat management while it's on the table. We pick up a bunch of power in the upgrade slot. We are running 1 endurance to boost our HP if we can't find our armor pieces, specifically the Mark V armor, which is going to boost our HP. Followed gives us bonus damage when we clear side schemes. Under Surveillance is probably one of the most underrated cards in the game. Its text essentially reads, "Stay in alter ego mode for an extra turn for free." It is very tough to mulligan this from your opening hand, and I am rarely disappointed when I draw it later in the game. Heroic Intuition gives us an option for upping our thwart, and Enhanced Reflexes is going to save dead hands by allowing us to cash resources onto future turns. It should be noted all of our upgrades have the coveted energy resource icons, so when they aren't on the table, they are definitely queued up in the deck to help us blast some face. I feel like any hero with a propensity to hang out in alter ego mode is going to want to play Concussive Blow, particularly from high difficulty settings. The game can get very quickly add threat to the main scheme and stop the villain's scheme. Stopping the villain's scheme for 1 activation can be huge. In this deck, the strategy isn't irrelevant. The strength energy isn't irrelevant. There are some incidental strength icons in our signature pool, plus we do have Mockingbird strength and the power of protection to help us add the 3 damage. It should be noted, though, that this is a hero action, and so we can't play this early in the game while we're building for our suit. This is going to be a late game play when we've maybe come back to alter ego form for a quick heal, and then we're trying to get just buy us a turn by having that confuse and the extra damage. For Justice is an on-resource powerhouse. Most of the time we won't get the bonus threat removal, but 2 costs for 3 threat is very strong. And then Haymaker is a pure utility in this deck. It has the right resource icon, and it is a super efficient damage card that we aren't complaining about when we do need to play it. There's not a lot of strategy in our resource selection. We need the basic doubles due to the cost of our armor pieces, and the Power of Justice is going to give a great boost when we're playing some of our aspect cards that are looking for a specific resource match. A few keys when we're playing this deck. In our opening hand, we are looking for supports and setup cards. Remember, Stark Tower can bring back pieces of armor from the bin, and Pepper is going to give us bonus resources every round. If you do have Under Surveillance, it's probably good to play it early and use that extra turn to dig with Futurist for more of our suit pieces. You've got to be patient when you're building the suit. Some scenarios are really going to jump on you fast and build a board presence, but the suit is powerful and it can clear things up once it is built. Don't be afraid to use Repulsor Blast on big villains or on big minions and directly on the villain. The damage is going to come in huge chunks and it's going to move the game along fast. Iron Man also has a base of 2 thwart, and it might be boosted with Heroic Intuition. So having out an arc reactor and then having 2 activations of our hero that could clear off 4 or even 6 threat is going to help us dig out of the hole that we might get in while we're building up our suit. Finally, just because the suit is powerful doesn't mean that it's got a lot of sustain. So clear things that directly prevent your win conditions like guard minions or tough on the villain, and then focus down the villain. Remember, Tony doesn't like to play with his food. He is efficient and powerful. Here's a quick look at the full list. We will have a link in the description below, but feel free to take it out for a spin and tell us what you think about it and how it plays out for you. Let me know in the comments what you would tweak or tune to improve the build. We always enjoy the help of constructive criticism. And that's going to wrap up today's Deck Tech video. Thank you for joining us, and we look forward to having you back on the channel very soon. Be sure to tune in on Friday for more gameplay videos, and until next time, let's go game!